Welcome to our historical journey through the Gilded Age, a time when New York City experienced rapid growth and change. This period, spanning the last decades of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, was a time of not only tremendous economic and cultural prosperity, but also large-scale transformations in urban architecture. Mansions built for the most influential and wealthy families adorned the streets of New York. They were symbols of luxury and status, embodying the ambitions and achievements of their owners. However, with the beginning of the 20th century, and especially in its first half, these magnificent mansions began to disappear. The reasons for this were varied and complex. Today, we will look at the grandeur of these mansions, their architectural features, and find out why they were dismantled at such an important time for the development of the city. Welcome to a journey back in time to an era when the Gilded Age was at its zenith and wealth knew no bounds. The Vanderbilt Mansion, built in 1882, was the crown jewel of Fifth Avenue. Built for Cornelius Vanderbilt, a prominent industrialist and member of the illustrious Vanderbilt family, the mansion was a marvel of architectural and artistic achievement. Cornelius Vanderbilt, grandson of the famous Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, was determined to create a residence that would not only reflect his family's vast wealth, but also set a new standard for elegance and luxury. The mansion itself was an architectural masterpiece designed by renowned architect Charles Stewart Maurice. The building, with its French Renaissance facade, was a striking example of rich Beaux Arts architecture. It rose 13 stories high, towering over its neighbors, and had more than 70 rooms. Its exterior was decorated with intricate carvings and luxurious decorations that attracted the attention of every passerby. When you entered the Vanderbilt Mansion, you were greeted by an impressive entrance hall with a majestic marble staircase that seemed to reach to the heavens. The interior was equally impressive, featuring exquisite craftsmanship and luxurious materials. The mansion's interiors were a collage of styles combining influences from French Rococo, Renaissance, and Louis Axi. The walls were decorated with luxurious tapestries, the floors were covered with ornate carpets, and the rooms were furnished with the finest antiques and works of art of the period. One of the mansion's most notable features was its opulent ballroom, designed to host lavish parties and gatherings. This grand space was decorated with sparkling chandeliers and gilded crown moldings, reflecting the light and creating a dazzling display of luxury and sophistication. The Vanderbilt Mansion was more than just a home. It was the epitome of power, wealth, and sophistication. But as the 1920s approached, the Vanderbilt Mansion, like many of its peers, faced the inexorable march of time and change. New York's economic landscape was changing, and the demand for such stately residences was dwindling. In 1926, after just over 4 decades of opulent existence, the Vanderbilt Mansion was demolished. The decision to demolish the mansion was part of a larger trend in the city at the time. The grounds of the Vanderbilt Mansion were converted into a commercial building, reflecting the changing economic realities of the time. As New York City expanded and modernized, many stately Gilded Age homes were demolished to make way for new commercial and residential developments. Although the mansion itself is no longer there, its legacy remains. The Vanderbilt Mansion was a symbol of an era of extravagance and grandeur. It was a time when the American elite sought to outdo each other in displays of wealth and sophistication, creating architectural masterpieces that still captivate the imagination of historians and enthusiasts today. Looking back at the Vanderbilt Mansion brings back memories of a bygone era, an era when Fifth Avenue was lined with the luxurious homes of the rich and powerful. The mansion's history is a stark reminder of the ephemeral nature of even the greatest achievements. While the physical structure may have disappeared, the memories and market left on New York's rich history remain. The Vanderbilt Mansion may have been lost to time, but its history is one of enduring splendor and a testament to the wealth of the Gilded Age. The epitome of sophistication, the Astor Mansion was commissioned by William Waldorf Astor, a key figure in one of America's most powerful families. This mansion, built in 1893, became the ultimate expression of Astor's wealth and taste. Located on the corner of 5th Avenue and 34th Street, it was designed to outshine the most luxurious residences of its time. The mansion was the brainchild of architect Richard Morris Hunt, a leading figure in American architecture. Known for his work on some of the era's most iconic buildings, Hunt gave the Astor Mansion a French Revival style, creating a structure that was as impressive as it was elegant. The facade of the mansion was decorated with intricate stone carvings, large arched windows, and a series of main entrances set it apart from the surrounding buildings. When one entered the Astor Mansion, they were greeted by an impressive entrance hall. This grand space featured high ceilings, luxurious marble floors, and an intricate staircase that rose upward in majestic splendor. The mansion had over 50 rooms, each carefully designed and decorated to reflect the utmost luxury. The use of rich materials, gold leaf, imported marble, and elegant wood paneling emphasized the richness of the Astor family's lifestyle. The Astor Mansion was renowned for its exceptional entertaining spaces. The ballroom, in particular, was the center of social gatherings and events. This room was a masterpiece of design with high ceilings, crystal chandeliers, and ornate moldings. It was here that the Astors hosted some of the most exclusive parties and events of the Gilded Age, attended by the city's social elite and national figures. However, despite its grandeur and significance, the fate of the Astor Mansion was connected with the changing trends in the development of New York. The early 20th century saw a shift away from the stately residential complexes of the Gilded Age. As commercial interests began to encroach on 5th Avenue, the mansion faced increasing pressure. In 1926, just over 3 decades after its completion, the Astor Mansion was demolished. The decision to demolish the mansion was part of a broader transformation of 5th Avenue. The once exclusive residential corridor has given way to commercial buildings and skyscrapers, reflecting New York's evolving economic landscape. A new office building has risen on the site of the Astor Mansion, a sign of the times and the changing face of the city. Although the physical structure of the Astor Mansion is no longer with us, its legacy endures. The mansion was more than just a house. It was a symbol of an era characterized by wealth and social stratification. Its history reflects the grandeur of the Gilded Age and the ephemerality of even its most magnificent achievements. By remembering the Astor Mansion, we honor a piece of New York's rich history, a reminder of a time when 5th Avenue was lined with the stately homes of America's elite. While the mansion may have been lost in the relentless march of progress, its history remains a testament to the splendor and sophistication of the Gilded Age. The Frick Mansion, located on 5th Avenue, was built for Henry Clay Frick, a prominent industrialist and art collector. Completed in 1914, the house epitomized the taste and wealth of one of the most influential men of his time. Henry Frick was known for his passion for art and architecture, which was reflected in his magnificent home. The architectural design was developed by the famous architect John McIntosh Carer, who created a unique masterpiece in the American Renaissance style. The Frick Mansion stands out for its grandiose and at the same time cozy atmosphere. The facade of the building is designed in a classical style, with elements characteristic of the Renaissance, such as columns, sculptures, and intricate ornaments. Upon entering the Frick Mansion, you find yourself in a majestic hall that immediately attracts attention with its luxury. The lobby features marble floors and high ceilings with stunning chandeliers. The stairs leading to the second floor have marble steps, and the walls are decorated with rich wood paneling. These details create an atmosphere of elegance and sophistication that continues to captivate guests even after more than 100 years. The Frick Mansion wasn't just a house, it was a place for meetings and cultural events. One of the most famous parts of the building was its vast library hall. This room was equipped with built-in bookshelves that filled an entire wall and contained a rich collection of books and manuscripts. Cozy armchairs and rich textile coverings added a special atmosphere of intellectual comfort. However, the Frick Mansion was also famous for its art collection. Frick was an avid collector, and his home contained some of the most valuable works of art of the time. This included paintings by masters such as Rembrandt, Van Dyck, and Goya, as well as rare sculptures and antique artifacts. The Frick collection today forms the basis of the Frick Museum, which continues to attract visitors from around the world. Although the Frick Mansion became a symbol of luxury and cultural contribution, its fortunes were not without changes. In 1931, after the death of Henry Frick, his family decided to turn the mansion into a museum. This decision was dictated by the desire to preserve and pass on the art collection collected by Frick for future generations. Thus, in 1935, the mansion was opened as the Frick Collection and has since become one of New York's most famous museums today. Although the original interiors and displays have been adapted for museum purposes, the Frick Mansion has retained its historical atmosphere. The museum continues to attract the attention of art and history buffs, showcasing not only outstanding works of art, but also the sheer architectural splendor that once served as home to one of the most significant collectors of his time. The memory of the Frick Mansion lives on in every corner of the museum. This magnificent home was not only a collector's home, but also an important part of New York's cultural heritage. The mansion's history, architecture, and art collection continue to inspire and delight visitors, preserving the memory of the Golden Age and its great figures. Jay Gould, the son of one of the most successful financiers, began his career in the financial world in the late 19th century. He quickly developed a reputation for managing vast amounts of capital and manipulating financial markets, and his name became associated with outstanding achievements in investment and business. The architectural design of the mansion was entrusted to the famous architect Charles S. Payne, who created for Gould a building that combined elements of the French Renaissance and American neoclassicism. The mansion was built on a site that Gould chose not by chance. Fifth Avenue at the time was becoming the center of the financial and cultural world of New York, and the location was ideal for demonstrating the status of its owner. The facade of the building is made in rich colors, using white and cream marble, which gives the mansion elegance and grandeur. The central part of the facade is decorated with a massive entrance framed by Corinthian columns, which emphasize the monumentality of the structure. The upper floors are decorated with exquisite balconies supported by carved marble consoles. The interior of the mansion amazes with its luxury and thoughtfulness. A spacious lobby with high ceilings and exquisite moldings greets guests immediately upon entering. The floors, made of marble, shimmer in the rays of light penetrating through the huge stained glass windows. A central staircase with carved wooden railings leads to the upper floors, providing a sense of grandeur. One of the most impressive features of the interior is the library, decorated in the French Renaissance style. Here Gould spent long hours immersed in his business projects and personal interests. The mansion is also known for its exquisite salons and dining rooms. The main dining room is a work of art with high ceilings and ornate moldings. The walls are decorated with rich textile coverings, and the ceiling has magnificent ceiling paintings. One of the most notable elements of the mansion is its extensive gardens and parks that surround the building. Gould commissioned the creation of an exquisite landscape design, including manicured lawns, flower beds, and decorative fountains. Gardens served not only as a place for relaxation and entertainment, but also demonstrated the wealth and taste of the owner. Unfortunately, like many other mansions of this era, the Gould Mansion has not survived to this day in its original form. In 1929, after the tragic death of Jay Gould, his family decided to sell the building. After several years of using the building for various purposes, it was demolished in the 1950s and a new office complex was built in its place. However, the legacy of Jay Gould and his mansion lives on in memory. The grandeur and luxury that this house personified became a symbol of the wealth and ambitions of the American financial elite of the early 20th century. The history of the Gould Mansion reminds us of how architecture can reflect the spirit of the times and the personality of the owner. Today, although the mansion itself no longer exists, its history continues to inspire and attract the attention of researchers and history buffs. This magnificent home, with its luxurious interiors and exquisite design, remains an important part of New York's cultural heritage and a reminder of the splendor that once graced Fifth Avenue. The Harry Payne Whitney Mansion, built in 1910, was an architectural masterpiece. Harry Payne Whitney, a member of one of the most powerful families in America, was not only a successful businessman, but also a man who loved to surround himself with luxury. The architectural design of the mansion was entrusted to the outstanding architect, James Jefferson. The building's style combined elements of French Renaissance and neoclassical architecture, making it a true work of art. The external facade of the mansion was made of white marble, which gave the building an elegant and monumental appearance. The entrance to the mansion was decorated with massive columns supporting an arch decorated with stucco elements and bronze details. A large loggia overlooked the entrance, overlooking the city. Large windows, decorated with stained glass and fenced with elegant bars, created an atmosphere of grandeur and mystery. The interior design of the mansion was striking in its luxury and elegance. The main hall was decorated with great taste, with high ceilings with moldings, polished marble floors, and magnificent light fixtures. The walls were decorated with paintings by famous artists, and rich furniture and antiques gave the interiors a sense of historical depth and comfort. A central staircase, made of dark wood with ornate railings, led to the upper floors. Each step up this staircase revealed new dimensions of luxury that extended to the most secluded corners of the mansion. One of the most impressive rooms was the salon, intended for official receptions and social events. One of the walls was decorated with a massive fireplace made of marble and framed with carvings. Here, high ceilings and grand windows created a feeling of space and light, and the decoration of the walls and ceiling delighted with its exquisite details. The dining room, where the Whitney family held their dinners, was a real gem of interior design. Its walls were decorated with expensive textile coverings, and on the ceiling there was a magnificent painting depicting scenes from mythology. A large table made of dark wood, surrounded by comfortable armchairs, was decorated with silver service, which emphasized the status of the owners. The mansion library was the real pride of Harry Payne Whitney. It contained an extensive collection of rare books and manuscripts, collected with love and attention. Spacious shelves made of dark wood occupied an entire wall, and cozy armchairs and desks created an atmosphere of intellectual privacy. Here Whitney spent long hours, immersed in reading and thinking. The mansion was surrounded by magnificent gardens and parks, which served not only for relaxation, but also for holding celebrations and receptions in the fresh air. Landscaping included manicured lawns, flower beds, and decorative fountains. In the center of the garden there was a large pond with water lilies, and picturesque paths and alleys created an atmosphere of calm and tranquility. Unfortunately, like many historical buildings, the Harry Payne Whitney Mansion has not survived to this day. In the 1940s, in an era of rapid change and urbanization, the building was demolished and replaced by a modern office complex. However, the legacy of this magnificent mansion lives on in memory. Today, the history of the Whitney Mansion serves as a reminder of the luxury and splendor that once graced Fifth Avenue. This building was not only home to one of America's most famous families, but also a symbol of an entire era, a time when architecture and art served as a reflection of social status and cultural influence. Of course, it is a pity that such sites were lost, but there were reasons for demolition in such a difficult time. First, rapid population growth and urbanization required new spaces. City officials and developers sought to use valuable land for more functional and modern buildings. Secondly, changes in the economy and lifestyle also played a role. Gone are the days when luxurious mansions in the city center met the needs of society. The rapid growth of industry and changes in social structures led to the need to create new business and residential districts. In addition, technological advances and new construction technologies have made it possible to construct taller and more efficient buildings. Ancient mansions with their luxurious but outdated structures no longer met modern requirements. These mansions will remain in our hearts for a long time, and so will their stories. Will be told for a very long time. How do you think the demolition of mansions affected public perception of the architectural heritage and cultural significance of Gilded Age buildings? Write in the comments, and we say goodbye to you. See you in the next video. Bye.